نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد بسم الله Alhamdulillah, a new year is upon us, and this time is always good for a deep reflection of how our previous year was. And then we look back at our last year, and all we could think about is gratitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether we had lots of happiness, whether we had some challenges, in every case, inshallah, as we will talk about it today, we should be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept us healthy. Perhaps some of you got married or had a newborn this year. You bought a new house or a car. You achieved a major milestone, or your child perhaps achieved a major milestone, graduated from school, got his first job, got married. So really, lots of blessings happened for many of you this year. And we should be thankful to subhanahu wa ta'ala for everything. And similarly, challenges. Someone may have gotten sick this year, or lost a loved one, or you let go from work, or you experience a health issue, or divorce, God forbid, happen in your house. Any kind of challenges would have happened. But what do we think in this situation? We still think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how He has given us the strength to bear those situations, bear those challenges, and we look forward to continued help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all the matters that are coming to us in the future. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly says, I do not let you experience anything that you cannot bear. That's the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So alhamdulillah ala kulli halin, that should be our state. And then we look at our next year. So this was our past. Then we look at our next year, what is ahead of us. We have lots of plans, lots of wishes, lots of projects in our minds. But let's not be short-sighted in our plans. Let's not only plan for this life, which is about 60, 70, 80, or maybe 100 years at best. We should think about our extended life in the hereafter. So for us to only plan for this world is short-sightedness. A lot of us will be planning on, let's say, how to grow our business, how to get more settled, how to get my dream job. And there's nothing wrong with all of those plans. But as I said, let's plan for the hereafter, and that is the most important thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this in Surah Qiyamah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. كلا بل تحبون العاجلة. No, but you, meaning the mankind, love the immediate life of this world. وَتَذَرُونَ الْآخِرَةِ. And you leave or neglect the hereafter. So that is our state. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clearly mentioning it in the Qur'an. That is our state, that we love this world, that we plan for this world, that we think about this world, because it is immediate. Whatever we do here, we see the reaction, we see the outcome right away in most cases. However, for the hereafter, we don't see it right away. That's why we leave it in most cases and not give it its due importance. So in that regard, I thought we focus on this one hadith from Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which really outlines us what should be our focus. And if you think about this, anywhere you want to be successful, what you first need to understand is, what is the criteria of success? What is the criteria of success? So in this world, we understand the criteria of success, whether it's job, it's work, it's our studies, whatever the case might be, we know the criteria of success. What about the hereafter? Do we understand that? And a simple hadith will explain to us, where Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gives us the 5 questions that will be asked on the Day of Judgment. And essentially, if you prepare for those questions, you will be ready for the hereafter. And that's what we need to think about in our upcoming year, this new year, a new chance, a new chapter in our life. How are we going to make ourselves ready for those 5 questions? So it's a hadith narrated in Tirmidhi and narrated by Abu Barza Aslami. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن علمه فيما فعل وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه وعن جسمه فيما أبلاه. So the feet of the slave of Allah, meaning all the mankind, shall not move on the Day of Judgment until he's asked about 5 things. These are the 5 things that are of importance about his life and what he did with it, about his knowledge and what he did with it, about his wealth and how he earned it and how he spent it, and about his body, how he used it. Another narration is about the youth and how he spent it. So all of those things will be asked on the Day of Judgment. So that's our criteria. If you want to prepare, if you want to have plans for this year, how you are going to be successful, Don't be short-sighted by only planning for this worldly life. Plan for the hereafter. So we will go through one by one very briefly, inshallah, and just make us reflect. All of us, it applies to all of us. We are all in a different stage of our life, in our different stage of our thinking, in a different stage of readiness and our planning. So it, inshallah, will be a benefit for all of us to reflect upon this. So the first one, an umrihi fima afnahu. That's the first question. How did we spend our life? How did we spend our life? So if last year you spent a lot of time on Netflix videos, sports, dramas, movies, whatever the case may be, where you spent a lot of your time, well, you need to think about how would you do it differently for the upcoming year. Spend more time with your family for the welfare of your family, for the welfare of the community, being more involved in community projects. And particularly yourself, you're accountable first of yourself. Make sure you're spending time on the right things. Time is of essence. Time is a currency of life for us. It is a currency of hereafter. If you think about this, if you do not spend the time the right way, you're wasting that currency. In the hereafter, you won't have anything to buy. You have to make sure you're using your time properly. So your spiritual learning, your spiritual journey, at least actions that you know, recitation, dhikr, prayers, those should be top of your mind. So that's how we should prepare for in our next year about our life, about this question about our life. The next, second question, عن علمه فيما فعل. Question about knowledge and action. And subhanAllah, now knowledge is not an issue. It never was in many cases, but knowledge is not an issue. You can read a book, you can ask an alim and search in Google, ChatGPT, any of those chatbots can give you lots of information. So knowledge was never really a problem in the recent times. It's more the action that is important. So we have to make a commitment. Whatever we know today, let's pick up some new habit that we want to apply for next year. And whatever we hear from in our khutbahs on Fridays or through some social reel on media, I know we are all used to 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos. It's okay. But if you learn one thing, absorb it, follow it, not just move on, and you don't even think about it one thing after another. That does not help anyone. That does not help anyone, especially you. You just wasted your time. It did not help you. So take one thing and make it into action. That's important. And many things, as I said, we know already. So starting from the basics, 5 prayers. Do not miss any prayer. Make a commitment to yourself. You would not miss a prayer for this year. That's your commitment. And if you did, for some reason, do a makeup prayer. It will keep your habit, inshallah. As I said, many things we know already. Lower your gaze. Lower your gaze. As someone said, this is the quickest way to become the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just lower your gaze. Don't see what you're not supposed to see, whether in real life or on your phones. And another one I should mention, music corrupts the heart. Music corrupts the heart. So if you must listen to at least nasheeds or something that is productive, that does not get you into sin. If music sits in your heart, Qur'an will not enter in your heart. That's what ulama said. Qur'an will not enter in your heart. Ramadan is coming. You will not feel the taste of Qur'an if you are still indulging in music. So if there's one thing you want to do this year in terms of actions, we know this already. You just need to do it. Stop listening to music. Third one, وَعَنْ مَالِهِ مِنْ أَيْنَ اكْتَسَبَهُ. Questions about the wealth we have earned. So reassess where you are today. The company that you work in today, is this halal? The type of work you do today, is this halal? If you're employed, are you spending 100% of your time with your employer? Make sure your earning is halal. If you have a business, all your contracts and dealings, are they done properly? You're not lying to sell your products, as an example. If you're doing trading or investments, make sure you're only buying stocks of halal companies. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you. And we will be asked about this on the Day of Judgment. How you earned. So this is how we can prepare for that question in the hereafter. Number 4, وَفِيمَا أَنْفَقَهُ. So we talked about how you earn money, but where do you spend it? Everything that you spend, you are accountable for it. Did you spend on your family? Alhamdulillah, it's a great blessing. Actually, sadaqah to spend on your family. So when you buy clothes for your kids or any other thing, it's a sadaqah. It's the best sadaqah, actually. So we have to introspect in this regard. Where are we spending our wealth? The fifth one, and jismihi fima ablahu, question about our body. Do we take care of our bodies? It is entrusted upon us. The bodies are entrusted upon us. We have to take care of its health. Both physically and spiritually, we have to take care of our bodies. Do we exercise? Do we maintain healthy habits? And do we stay away from harmful substances? Could be smoking, weed, narcotics, God forbid, or alcohol, whatever the case might be. All those are harmful to your body, both physically as well as spiritually. So we have to be careful, because all these body parts that we are satisfying today by eating whatever we want, by spending or drinking whatever we want, on the day of judgment, they will be a witness against you. As much as you think you're fulfilling your desires, but you're fulfilling desires of your body, your limbs, your eyes, your mind, your legs. That's what you're doing. You're becoming a slave of your own wishes, as Allah mentions. So that's not what you want to be. As much as you have to take care of your body, do not become a slave of your body as well. So I go back to the verse we started with, كَلَّا بَلْ تُحِبُّونَ الْعَاجِلَةَ وَتَذَرُونَ الْآخِرَةَ, that we love what is immediate and we leave what is in the hereafter. Allah mentions this also in Surah Ala, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. You prefer the life of this world, and you should understand that Akhirah is what stays and is much better. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our eyes before they are closed and give us the understanding of our true purpose. Help us focus on our hereafter more than this dunya. And make us adopt the right priorities this year, this new year that we are in now, so that we're preparing for these questions the hereafter. Guide us to the right path. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. I want to close with the dua that the companions used to remind each other when the new year began. They used to say, اللهم أدخله علينا بالأمن والإيمان والسلامة والإسلام ورضوان من الرحمن وجوار من الشيطان. O Allah, bring it upon us with security. Bring the new year upon us with security and faith, with safety and Islam, and with the pleasure of the most merciful, and protection from shaitan. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Subhanaka wa bihamdik. Nashhadu la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka.